Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with The Mandalorian. Last time on The Mandalorian... what was it called? Hold on, let me go look up what the last episode was actually called, because I suddenly can't remember it. We've had a lot of Star Wars since then. Where are my Mando reactions? Where are my Mando reactions? There they are. Last time on The Mandalorian, we had The Rescue. That was it. So, I guess I could have just switched over to Season 2 here on Disney+. I didn't have to look at my own friggin' playlist. Anyway. Mando and the gang were able to rescue Grogu from Moff Gideon. And we had a really cool fight between Mando and Moff Gideon. Mando using the Beskar. Oh, it's been a while now. The Beskar spear. I think that's what it was called. While Moff Gideon used the Darksaber. And because Mando won, well, he saved Grogu. That's one thing. But he also claimed the right to the Darksaber, meaning he is the rightful ruler of Mandalore. He didn't want it. He actually would rather just give it up to Bo-Katan, but apparently she can't just take the Darksaber anymore. She tried that once, it didn't work out too well, so yeah. Anyway, also Luke Skywalker showed up, and he took Grogu away. However, that is not where we last left the Mandalorian and Grogu, because they actually showed up again in the Book of Boba Fett, where we basically had 2 whole episodes in a 7-episode season of Boba Fett dedicated not to Boba Fett, but to them instead. So, yeah. So we had, it basically boils down to Mando has a new ship that is cool, but I don't really care for it as much as I did the Razor Crest. Like, the Razor Crest was cool. That was a nice, and it was a nice, livable ship. Like, you can't live in this new ship he's got. So, and also, Grogu left his training with Luke Skywalker and went back to Mando, and they are off again, basically, which is fine. I'm curious to see how they're going to handle, we go through this whole 2 seasons of getting Grogu where he needs to be, and then he just kind of came back. I kind of put that... See, it's one thing of I don't know if that's great storytelling, or I don't know if that's, it's I don't know if that's great, it's not great storytelling, or if it's just that the Book of Boba Fett was kind of shaky, So, I don't know. We're just going to have to see how they handle it in this episode, in this season. So, yeah. We are starting on Season 3 of The Mandalorian, and what that means, by the way, since this is the first episode, is full length is available for free. So if you want to watch my full unedited reaction to this episode of The Mandalorian, head down in the description or into the pinned comment. There'll be a link there. It's the full unedited reaction, completely for free, like I said, and all you gotta do is sync up your copy of this episode of The Mandalorian to my footage. It's as easy as can be. You do that, you watch it, it should sync properly, maybe off by just a little bit. There's a margin of error, obviously. But when you're done with that, I do highly encourage you to come back to this YouTube video for the discussion. And if you don't want to do that, and you just want to watch a normal edited reaction, we'll just wait 5 seconds and it'll start up. So yeah. I have no idea what we're going to be getting into this season. And I kind of wasn't expecting this season. When I heard, it's oh yeah, the new season of The Mandalorian starts on March 1st. This was 3 days ago. I was oh, okay, I guess I better do that then. So, and I did say recently in a Bad Batch reaction that I was going to, from now on, do multiple episodes per video for Star Wars reactions, but Mando is a bit different, and I just don't really have the time to do that on top of doing Bad Batch right now, so we're just going to do multiple videos every week, So that's the easier solution, obviously. So yeah. Just one episode every week is how we're gonna roll with this season, but that's fine. So, with all of that said, why don't we jump right into this episode of The Mandalorian? Here we go.
How can I atone?
According to Creed, one may only be redeemed in the living waters beneath the mines of Mandalore.
Oh, yeah.
But the mines have all been destroyed.
This is the way.
Hey, well, good luck with that, basically. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the mines of Mandalore. I guess that's where we're heading. Interesting that there was no recap from the Book of Boba Fett. Ooh. A new helmet. Oh, is this 4? Is this a flashback? Oh, man. He didn't think to cut his hair before he did that.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Oh.
From this moment on, I shall never...
Whoop! Alright. I was not expecting that. Man, why'd we have this ceremony here? Oh! Oh! That guy got smacked. Ooh. Oh, he just rolled over. Was that it? Man, how did this happen? Why are we staying here for that matter? Why don't we just, like, leave? I mean, I guess it's not a Mandalorian's place to run away. Oh! This wasn't a flashback. Not with that ship. Woo! Guts and everything. Yo. Aw. You're welcome. Chapter 17, The Apostate. Well, that was interesting.
You have removed your helmet. What's worse, you did so of your own free will. You are no longer Mandalorian.
Has he disgraced them by helping?
The Creed teaches us of redemption. If I visit the planet and I can bring you proof that I have bathed in the living waters beneath the mines of Mandalore, then by Creed, the decree of exile will be lifted and I would be redeemed.
This is the way.
This is the way.
And I will see you again.
Alright, let's go. Alright, we have a solid goal for this season. That's gotta be crazy to see. The whales! Kanan, there be whales here! Aw, that's cool. Put in another Rebels reference. Yay. Ah! I bet he can't see that shit. Whoa. How did that happen? Is he asleep?
Here to meet an old friend.
This place is really cleaned up. This has gone to a full-blown RPG town. I love it. They got a statue to IG-11. That's cool, actually.
Mando!
Look at him. Look at that drip.
I heard you were back, but I didn't believe it.
Magistrate Karga.
That's High Magistrate Karga to you. Come. Let's catch up on old times.
Yeah.
So good to see you.
Just
Welcome
us.
back.
Doesn't even look like the same place.
I know, we've done a lot with it. The citizens have been so...
I love these two little droids that have to hold his cape up.
There's a lot of money to be made on Navarro.
I can see.
I can set you up with a prime tract right over by the hot springs. You and the little one, you can settle down, you can hang up your blaster, live off the fat of the land.
Grogu.
Come again?
His name is Grogu.
If you say so. Come, I want to show you.
I mean, come on. He's a drifter. Born to walk alone. He can't settle down.
Where you're
Oh, no.
from, you may be an apostate, but here, you'd be landed gentry.
I don't think that suits him.
High Magistrate.
Hi, Magistrate. Apologies.
Your timing couldn't be any worse.
But it's just that there's someone here to see you.
It can wait.
But it's pirates! Pirates in the courtyard.
Pirates?
Come, join us for a drink.
Let's continue this conversation back in my office. This is a school.
Well, that explains why she wouldn't let me inside.
You read the signs, you dumbass.
God, it was. We drink here.
That is a school now.
I say it's still a bar.
Well, there's no drinks
Now
in there.
bring us a drink.
Is there a problem here, Magistrate?
Want me to kill him?
Is there a problem here? What do you think?
Not if you serve me a drink.
Not in my school.
You hear that, boys?
I mean, I'm sure there's still a bar around
His
here.
School.
Oh my god, just go to a different
Sounds
bar.
like you went soft.
You want to try, bitch?
You think so?
Oh, shit.
Try me.
He's always at the ready. He didn't need Mando. Ooh, disarmed him.
Captain Dorian Shark, that Navarro is no longer friendly to pirates. Now get out of here.
Now look what you've done. You made a mess.
Level with you, Mando. I need a marshal.
What about Marshal Dune?
She got canceled.
Brought in Moff Gideon. She was recruited by Special Forces.
She's hanging out with Ben Shapiro now. It's really unfortunate. It's a downgrade.
I need him back.
Meh.
IG-11 was destroyed on the lava river. This is just a statue.
I need a droid I can trust to help me explore Mandalore. And he's that droid.
It's like the only droid he can
We've got
trust.
plenty of droids around here. We'll find you one, I guarantee you.
Let me give it a shot.
We're gonna have to take down the statue, though. Duh! Hotwire a droid.
Asset to be terminated.
Okay, so he needs a little work. Yoink!
Mando, shoot it! Shoot it!
Oh! That was a strong bust.
Now that's using your head.
Nuh.
Are you sure they're up for it? I don't think I can handle him with all his limbs if things go scud.
Nuh.
Why don't you ask him for yourself?
Who?
The Anzellans.
Oh,
What do you want?
down there. Don't eat them.
Don't make do it. Very hard to find.
He said they don't make them anymore. They're very hard to find.
I got it.
Find a droid. This one would do.
He says you should get a new one.
Yeah, got that. Thanks.
What if I find you the part?
Okay, now then no problem. We think.
If you can get a new part, he says he can fix it.
No, Grogu. Not a pet.
No, it's squeezy. Not squeeze, not squeeze. Bad baby. Oh, bad.
Sorry about that. He's young.
He's young. He's like 50.
No, Grogu.
All right, let's go to Tatooine. I'm sure it's there.
And this is your enemy proximity warning indicator.
No.
Come on, kid. We got pirates.
Avast, Mandalorian. You can't just sneak away after cutting down 4 of my brothers in cold blood.
It wasn't exactly
We're
cold
Pirate
blood.
King Dorian Shard's men. Now you'll answer to him.
Man, they're really setting up this Pirate King.
The hijacking.
All right, 1.
Has anyone got eyes on the Mandalorian? Not yet.
Oh! And you never will. Oh! Man, this thing is a lot sneakier than the Razor Crest. I gotta give it credit. Oh! No, the infrastructure.
Bringing the Mandalorian to you, Captain.
Uh-oh. The rest of the ship.
Dank Ferric.
Dank Ferric.
Lock on us.
Stop where you are, Mandalorian.
Whoa, look at this dude.
Outgunned.
Kid, never trust a pirate.
Oh, he hit the yeet button. Bye. Nuh. Nice try, Greenbeard.
This is Kalevala.
Alright. I really thought we'd go back to Tatooine.
Mandalorian system. And that is a Mandalorian castle.
Yo, they got Mandalorian castles? Close up. It's raining. Your chair's gonna get soaked. And the big question is, whose castle is this?
It is
There's
Din
your
Djarin.
answer. What up?
I am here to join you.
There's nothing left to join.
What of your plans to retake Mandalore?
When I returned without the Darksaber, my forces melted away.
Oh.
So you gave up your designs to retake Mandalore?
Your cult gave up on Mandalore long before the Purge.
Oh, damn.
Where were you then?
I mean, he was a
The
kid.
children of the Watch go home. There's nothing left.
Bit of a contradiction. There is no
I am
home.
going to Mandalore, so that I may bathe in the living waters and be forgiven for my transgressions.
You are a fool.
No.
That planet has been ravaged, plundered, and poisoned.
You said that the curse was a lie. Make up your mind,
No.
If
That's
you wanna
true.
go to the mines,
and I will find out if the planet is really poisoned.
goodbye, Din Djarin.
So things just keep getting worse for Bo-Katan. That it? Alrighty. I'm gonna let this play, just, for the art and everything, because that's always fun. Alrighty. Season 3, Episode 1 of The Mandalorian. I'm very curious what they're going to do with the kid. I mean, I assume it's going to be something. Like, there's a reason the kid is here. I don't know. We're just going to keep calling him the kid. Grogu. I assume there is a reason that we still have the kid with us, that he gave up his Jedi training, I hope there's a reason, like, that factors into the story. The thing is, I'm sure it will, but I just hope so. Because otherwise, the kid was just kind of there. Like, which, I mean, it's not like he does a lot in The Mandalorian, but, like, here especially, it's like, man, if he hadn't come back in the Book of Boba Fett, I feel like we wouldn't really have missed much, you know? And I hate to say that. You know? I don't want to be all negative Nancy about Grogu, but it's just, I'm just kind of sitting here like, all right, where are we going with this, you know? I think it's a problem that it's, you know, we did such a big send-off for Grogu at the end of last season, and then he's just back, and it's like, oh, okay. I mean, it's complicated. It's like Mando said, it's complicated, so... Oh, well. But yeah, very, very interesting stuff. So we first had the ceremony, which was interesting. Because, yeah, at first I was thinking, was this, you know, a flashback to when Din Djarin was inducted into the Order? But no, it was just some new kid. And they just happened to have a poor placement of where they were holding this ceremony, and the sea beast came up. And, yeah, you know, that's the thing, is one thing I thought is like, well, we could all get to, like, higher ground. Like, we don't have to stay here, do we? But the Mandalorians are not going to run away from a fight. And presumably, I mean, because we didn't finish the ceremony itself. So I'm curious if after, you know, you put the helmet on and everything, I assume, I mean, I don't know. I kind of wondered if they were going to do some sort of baptism thing, because I mean, they were in the water, you know? But we just didn't get to that point, so yeah. But then our boy came in and saved the day. Probably to the frustration of the Mandalorians, because he is no longer Mandalorian, you know? So yeah. Probably to their frustration, because he broke the code and shit, you know? Because he removed his helmet on 3 occasions, actually. One was to IG-11, which, you know, IG-11 didn't count it anyway, because it's like, oh, I cannot show my face to any living being. And he's like, I am not a living being. And he just takes his helmet off and is like, all right. And then Bill Burr saw it at the end of season 2, and then he also took his helmet off to Grogu. So yeah. So he needs to go redeem himself. I need to redeem myself. I need my honor back. It's like, man, just, I don't know, just mainly probably just because of the way he says it. The way Pedro Pascal does the voice for Mando. It just made me think of Zuko, even though that's not exactly what Zuko sounds like. But yeah, I need my honor back. It sounds like somebody doing an impression without actually having the voice of Dante Bosco, you know? But anyway, yeah, so he needs to redeem himself in the mines of Mandalore, where he can rebaptize himself, I guess. Which is an interesting thing. And I like how Bo-Katan kind of calls it out at the end too. Like, there's nothing magical about the waters of Mandalore. It's just water, you know? Like, there's no nothing there, you know? It's just, that's where they got the Beskar, and then everything else is superstition. All the cults, you know, with their superstitions and stuff. So, but still, it's an interesting... I'm glad to have that, because I forgot about that, you know? I forgot about that in the Book of Boba Fett. Much like some other things in the Book of Boba Fett, I've just kind of forgotten at this point. It's been a little while. But yeah, I forgot about that there is a path for redemption. And I like that immediately that's where we're going this season. Like, all right, he's got to get back to the mines of Mandalore and redeem himself, you know? But... oh, excuse me. Now that I say that, I'm almost wondering if this season is going to be him coming to terms with not being a Mandalorian. Like, maybe you don't need to be part of this cult, Because, I mean, it's an interesting thing because he is, so much in the sort of I guess, the dogma, the rules of the Children of the Watch. And it's interesting to contrast that with Bo-Katan, because Bo-Katan looks at, the Children of the Watch and is like, oh, you bunch of, superstitious cult, children. You always got to follow all your rules and stuff. And, so she berates them for all of their, how strict they are and their rules and their superstitions and stuff. Meanwhile, she strictly adheres to the rule of the Darksaber, She must strictly adhere to the rules of the Darksaber. I mean, the rest, all the Mandalorians must, pretty much. Except Din Djarin. He doesn't care. And it's like, because he said, like, here, now the Darksaber is hers. And it's like, oh, she has to win it in combat. And he's just like, I yield. Take it. Just, I don't care, So that's just kind of an interesting thing that they both have something, this ancient tradition that they hold on to so tightly, yet they cannot understand the other's ancient tradition, He does not understand, he still will never understand, I think, the rules and the law of the Darksaber, and she will never understand the laws of the Children of the Watch, So it's an interesting sort of thing, But I'm wondering if maybe this season will be that maybe even both of them coming to terms with I guess their failures, honestly, when you think about it. And I did notice, and this is me, kind of putting on a behind the scenes tinfoil hat, because in the credits, they always list Pedro Pascal first because he's the star of the show. And then what they normally do is they put the rest of the cast in order of appearance. However, they changed it a little, where this time they had Pedro Pascal and then Katie Sackhoff, who plays Bo-Katan, and then the rest of the cast in order of appearance. Now me, thinking, analyzing tiny little details like that, my mind is thinking she's going to be a major character this season. She is basically going to be the other main character of this season. And this is me also going off of, I never watched the trailers for this season. So, I never watched the trailers. This is actually the most, I don't know anything going into this season. I don't know how I did this. I just didn't. But I know nothing going into this season. So, that's just kind of me putting on my tinfoil hat, like, oh, well, the cast list, I mean, it's kind of the same way, like, when you watch an anime opening and you're, like, early on, and it's like, hey, wait a minute, that character, we haven't seen that character yet, and when they show up, and it's like, oh, there's that character, I bet they're gonna be some sort of an ally, based on what you see in the intro, It's kind of the same way, where it's like, I'm looking at these credits like, huh, she's not just, cast in order of appearance, she's specifically after Pedro Pascal. So, makes me think. So, yeah. So that would be an interesting thing if they both kind of, maybe they're both looking for their redemption. They're both looking for their honor. Or, I mean, Din Djarin is, but Bo-Katan, she's kind of given up on everything. So, now, maybe it'll be the two of them in this, interesting character arc. I could see that. That'd be interesting. And then, on top of that, we got Navarro. Navarro looking good, I must say. It ain't just, some rundown little town, It actually is looking pretty good. And then you got these pirates coming in. Which the whole thing, like, I don't know why these pirates are giving him so much trouble. And it's like, this used to be a bar. And it's like, well, now it's a school. And it's like, well, bring me a drink anyway. And it's like, why did you think this was gonna... I don't know. I mean, maybe they're just, they're looking to exploit Navarro to some degree, Or they're just being, ruffians, scoundrels, But yeah. But we have, High Magistrate Grief Karga, who wants Mando to become the new Marshal, because Marshal Dune, she's off on a very important assignment. She can't come back to the show. She can't come back to the show ever since she got canceled and wound up on the Ben Shapiro show. That's such a fucking downgrade, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, shouldn't have done that shit. Oh well. Doesn't matter now. But yeah, so pirates are still a thing, and then they killed 4 of them. And yeah, so we have Captain Gorian... Hold on. Captain Gorian Shard? Was that his name? I can't remember now. It was Gorian something. I think it was Gorian Shard. But yeah, but the captain... see, the thing is, you know, the way they set him up and the way they kept talking about him, I was like, is this going to be the villain of the season? Because, like, in a normal show, I would think that. But The Mandalorian, we've only had one villain. It's Moff Gideon, you know? We've only ever had Moff Gideon. So, I don't know. Is this pirate going to now be... I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's pirates... I mean, if Mandalore itself is not poisoned, I could see pirates trying to plunder the planet, you know? So yeah, it's entirely possible. I don't know. We'll have to see. I assume there's going to be a bit more with these pirates, you know? And yeah, I gotta say, even though I do kind of prefer the Razor Crest, just because of how big and how, you know, sort of lived in it was, I will say this Naboo fighter, it is nice, it is quick, it is stealthy, you know? So I gotta give it that credit at least, you know? But yeah. And then we're gonna go get a part for IG-11, because he needs a droid he can trust to go to Mandalore, and yeah, IG-11 is now the only droid he can trust, so he has to try to rebuild him. And we also got the Anzellans working on that, so that was interesting. But yeah, really strong start to the season, I think, honestly. Like, I feel like more plot happened in this episode than we normally get at the beginning of a Mando season, because the first episode was good, and it was good, but you, like, in terms of, like, plot, yeah, it comes in at the end when you meet Grogu, but I mean, it's still a really solid introduction. And then we also, at the top of season 2, we had the Marshal with helping out, I can't remember his name. The Marshal on Tatooine. So, yeah, I can't remember his name, but I mean, yeah. So those were also good, strong openings. So, may actually be stronger than this one now that I think about it. All right, well, oh well. Doesn't matter. I still thought this was a good opening episode to the season, and I'm curious to see where we are going next time. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Mandalorian reactions, as well as another playlist. Let's go with the Bad Batch reactions, because those are also going on at the same time. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.